In here, sir. This is Mr. Marlowe, General.
Sir, you're looking at a rather dull survival of a gaudy life. A cripple, both legs paralyzed, and just half his lower belly. Randy?
Thank you.
I used to drink this with champagne. So you know Inspector Carson?
Our paths cross now and then?
No, he recommended you. He said you had that American quality of insubordination. What do you know of me?
Well, you're very rich. Your wife died several years ago and you moved to England. You have 2 daughters, very pretty, but a trifle wild. The older one married an Irishman called Rusty Regan.
I'm very fond of Rusty. Norris. He was a breath of life to me while he lasted.
What happened to him?
He went away. Went away a month ago. Without even saying goodbye to me. It hurt a little. I'll be hearing from him one of these days. Meanwhile, I'm being blackmailed again. 2 or 3 months before Rusty came, a year ago, I paid £5,000 to a man by the name of Joe Brody to leave my younger daughter, Camila, alone.
I met her in the hall.
Yes, I'm afraid my girls have all the usual vices.
She tried to sit on my lap. I was standing up at the time.
What about the note?
On demand, I promised to pay Arthur Gwynn Geiger £1,000. Signed, Camilla Sternwood. I'd pay.
Why?
Well, it's a little money against a lot of annoyance.
I have pride, sir.
This bookseller, Geiger, he says this is a gambling debt.
Well, I pay this, how many more will turn up?
Well, in that case, I'll come down on him. He'll think a bridge fell on him.
I'm sure you, Well, what are your charges, Mr. Marlowe?
£50 per day plus expenses, when I'm lucky.
Well, that seems reasonable for removing morbid growths from people's backs. Matters in your hands. And don't ask my daughter Camilla about it. She'll just suck her thumb and look coy. And now, Mr. Marlowe, I must excuse myself. I'm tired.
The General has instructed me to give you a check for whatever you require, sir.
Instructed you how?
By the way, he rang his bell, sir.
You write his checks?
I have that privilege, sir.
That privilege should keep you from a pauper's grave. No money just yet, thanks.
There is one other thing, sir. Mrs. Regan wants to see you.
The General's older daughter?
Yes, sir.
How did she know I was here?
She must have seen us go into the greenhouse, sir. She lives up there.
So, you're a genuine private detective. I didn't know they really existed. What are you staring at?
What looks like trouble.
Did you like Dad?
I liked him.
You like my husband?
Rusty. Oh, Rusty was a lot of fun for Dad. More fun for Dad than he was for me. Did he say anything about Rusty?
He said something.
He wants to find him?
Well, yes and no.
I don't see what there is to be cagey about.
I don't like your manners.
No, I grieve over them myself in the long, lonely winter evenings. What is it you're afraid of, Mrs. Regan?
Then he didn't want to see you about Rusty?
Why don't you ask him?
Forget it. Please, Mr. Marlowe. Please, could you find Rusty if Dad asked you to?
When did he go?
Oh, about a month ago. They found his car in a hotel garage somewhere.
They?
He didn't tell you that.
That is not what your father wanted to see me about. Is that what you've been trying to get me to tell you?
As a matter of fact, yes.
Very well, then I'll be trotting along.